Hello, my amazing art friends. This week we're going to be starting a brand new project and we're going to learn all about the American artist George Rodrigue. Rodrigue is such an awesome artist and I got to see some of his work in person, and so we're going to learn all about him and his series of artwork called Blue Dog. For our project today, we're going to be talking about some of the principles of design, and so the ones we're going to be talking about are proportion and emphasis. So proportion shows size relationships. Things have to look correct. So if you're gonna draw the head of your dog, you can't have little bitty baby legs because that's not proportionate. The head needs to be the right size as compared to the body. So we're gonna be having to use proportion in our drawing today. And then we also are gonna use emphasis. We want our dog to be the focus of our artwork. So he needs to be the emphasis or the main attraction, the focal point of our project. All right, let's go ahead and learn all about our artist today and get started. George Rodrigue. About the artist. Rodrigue was an American artist born in Louisiana. His inspiration for his artwork comes from Louisiana and Cajun-style culture. His main successes were his Blue Dog series of artwork and his Hurricanes series. The story of Blue Dog. Rodrigue painted the very first Blue Dog in 1984 for a book of Cajun ghost stories. He used his own dog as the model and inspiration for Blue Dog. In the book of ghost stories, Blue Dog represents a Cajun werewolf dog. Over the years, Blue Dog has evolved and changed. Rodrigue was inspired by Mardi Gras and Cajun culture, so you can see he started to dress Blue Dog up in different costumes. And then it started to evolve even further from there. We can see a butterfly Blue Dog and a Texas Blue Dog, and we're going to be using that inspiration for our project today. We're gonna draw Blue Dog and we're gonna turn them into whatever we want. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, friends, we just learned all about the artist George Rodrigue and his Blue Dog series. So now it's time for us to make our very own Blue Dog. You're gonna need a piece of plain white paper, a pencil, and an eraser. I'm gonna show you step by step how to draw Blue Dog, but if you need some extra help, I made a how to draw Blue Dog sheet for you guys to look at if you need it, okay? And notice on the sheet, you see these little pencil lines? Those are called guidelines, so we know where to draw things and what size they need to be, all right? So to make the guidelines on our paper, you can either draw it very lightly with a pencil and a ruler, or if you don't have a ruler, that's fine. You can fold your paper to make the guidelines. So if I fold it vertically, I'm just gonna have a little gentle crease so that I have a little fold line, and I'm gonna do the same thing horizontally, folding my paper and gently adding those crease lines for my guide, okay? So you can see them a little bit here so we can know where we need to draw our parts of Blue Dog, all right? So our first step for Blue Dog is to draw his head, and his head is in the shape of a circle. So in these top two quadrants, right in the middle, I'm gonna draw Blue Dog's face. And I'm gonna draw it a little bit towards the bottom because we might need extra room on the top for some details. So I'm going to make my circle. It's not gonna be perfect, and that's okay, as best you can. But remember to be drawing lightly with your pencil, because we will need to erase some lines and things. So if you draw lightly, it's much easier to erase, all right? So here I have my sketch of Blue Dog's head, and I need to give him some ears. And so I'm gonna give him some triangle ears, just like George Rodrigue, coming off the side. It's okay that they're not the same shape, it's not a big deal. And I can give him the inside of his ears as well, which is a smaller triangle. All right? So now to make the snout of Blue Dog, we're gonna make like a curved worm shape down right at the bottom for the bottom of his lips and jowls. So I'm starting inside of his face and I'm gonna curve out, going towards the middle where I'm gonna bend back up, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So it's kind of like a W shape, but just more curved. All right, so now I have his snout and jowls, trying to make them match on both sides. And then I have to give him his chin and the rest of his mouth right here down at the bottom. All right, I can go up and clean some of these lines to make sure they match. All right, and now I have to give him a nose. And we're gonna use an upside down trapezoid shape for his nose. So I'm just gonna add 2 diagonal lines, connect them at the top and bottom, and then add an extra line at the top to show a little bit of dimension. All right, so now he's got a nose, and then I have to finish the top of his snout. So to do that, I'm just gonna keep following these lines up and come almost to a point in the middle. And to show fur, we're gonna add a zigzag jagged edge and then come back down on the other side and connect the lines together. All right, so now he has his snout and his nose and his mouth, and we are ready to add the eyes. George Rodrigue is very specific with his blue dog eyes. They're very stylized, and so they are a circle. So I'm gonna put 2 circles, doing my best to make the sizes match. This one's a little bit too big. All right, and then there's a pupil right in the middle with another circle. But Rodrigue is interesting, and he adds some lines coming off the side. So I'm gonna add like a little triangle in the corner for Blue Dog's lines on his eyes. All right, so now I have Blue Dog's face ready to go, and I need to give him his body. So to do that, I'm just gonna start by adding some front paws. And so here's the middle guideline. I'm going to start my paws behind his head. So I'm gonna go out, 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 out. And once I get to that middle guideline, I'm gonna curve down and then out again to make his paw, and then curve in. But I have to make sure that the body of my blue dog is the right size. If I have a little leg but a really big head, that's not gonna look proportionate. The head needs to be the right size for the body. So right now, looking at this leg, I think I wanna make it a little bit bigger because his head is pretty big here. All right, so I'm trying to make the body parts match to be the correct size, which is called proportion. So now I have one leg on one side, so I have to make it match on the other. So trying to find that same kind of spot that I started, going out and then down once I hit that middle line, trying to make it match as best as I can to be symmetrical. It's okay if it's not perfect. And all right, so now I have his paws ready to go. And then I need to create his hind legs, his back paws. So to do that, I'm going to make a curved line coming out and then another curved line for his foot. All right, so making it match on the other side. And I'm gonna make this one come in just a little bit. And then I have to connect the 2 lines at the middle for his belly. And there I have my blue dog. And if you want to give him some more fur-like texture, like we did right here, what you can do is whenever you outline it next week, or now, it's fine, what you can do is give some zigzag lines to show that fur fuzzy texture on your blue dog. Around his face, maybe a little bit on his arms, just to show that he is indeed furry. And I'll give him some lines for his toes, All right, and now my blue dog is officially complete. And so next week, what we're gonna do is we are going to turn our blue dog into something, just like Rodrigue did and made a Mardi Gras blue dog, Texas blue dog, clown blue dog. You are going to turn your blue dog into something else. You're gonna give him a theme. So I want you to put your blue dog away in a special place where you won't forget him or you won't get lost, because we are going to use him next week. And so you're just drawing him this week, and next week we're going to add all those details and turn him into something. So once you finish your blue dog, put it in a safe place and then go answer the discussion question of what you're going to turn blue dog into. All right, my friends, happy creating. I actually got to go see some George Rodrigue blue dogs in New Orleans, Louisiana. Here is me with the We Stand Together sculpture that's three-sided with the primary colors of blue dog in the sculpture garden at the New Orleans Museum of Art.